compound in your life and you don't have the mental strength to deal with it, you're gonna lose your mind. And you're not gonna hear that shit from nowhere, because most of the time on social media or on television or on media, they're focused mainly on entertaining you. Why are you paying lots of money for entertainment? Because entertainment is a drug. It's a type of relief from your boring, painful life. That's why you want to watch funny videos. Now, that's a good thing in some respect. It's good to have a little escape, a place where you could pay $10, $11 to go see a movie for an hour and completely forget about the world, forget about your miserable life. That's a good thing, and it's a healthy thing to do that. It's important to enjoy yourself every day. At least every day. At least have 2 hours of enjoyment. Set aside some hours in the day for you to enjoy, where you can watch whatever movies you want. You watch whatever thing you want to watch that's enjoyable, guilt-free. No guilt during that time. You could enjoy, you could watch funny stuff, you could watch smut, or you could even smoke a little bit, do some sort of drugs, but with reason. Don't let that shit overtake you. But maybe have like a beer here and there every day. 1 beer or 2 beers. You don't have to get drunk every day. You could just have 1 or 2 beers. Or you could have a smoke. You could have whatever. As long as you're not excessively doing it. Have control over it. And you don't necessarily have to do drugs or watch whatever you enjoy. Let's say you like to draw, you like to build things out of wood, you like something that brings you happiness and joy, something that entertains you, something that makes you forget about your life, about problems. Always set a time in your day to do those things. And in that time, I don't care if your dad died, I don't care if your mom died, I don't care if you lost your house. That time, those hours or that hour is for you to enjoy. And there's no problems on that hour. And you need to educate yourself. You need to learn, and the thing that gives you stronger strength, mental strength, is understanding. But understanding is like, let me see. Understanding is like a bulletproof vest. If you get shot and you have understanding in the bulletproof vest, you'll survive. But if you get shot and then you buy the bulletproof vest, you're gonna have a big ass wound, and that understanding ain't gonna fucking, it's no good for you. You need to get the understanding before the problem. You need to understand. Here's one of the things, understanding that they will never tell you in the world. They will never tell you in school. They will not tell you in college. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll hear it, but I've never heard this. I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to give you some understanding. This life is full of pain. But pain keeps you alive. And the absence of pain is death. So we need pain to live. Pain moves us. Pain moves the world. We wouldn't create these great things if it was pleasurable. It's pain for someone. Let's see, something that you love. Tesla or a Ferrari. Ferrari wasn't a pleasure to make, I'm sure. Yeah, some dude designed it, he had fun, right? But some other dude was busting his ass trying to get this guy's idea to work, and he was getting yelled at by the creator of Ferrari. He says, I don't like this freaking design. This design is stupid. And someone had to suffer so that Ferrari can be created. Even the factory workers making shit, they had to wake up 6 in the damn morning, work for 8 hours to make Ferraris. Yeah, Ferraris are nice and all that shit, but 8 hours of making Ferraris, you'd probably learn to hate Ferraris. You'd probably say, I hate Ferraris. The dumbest freaking car ever. I freaking worked in a Ferrari factory. I went there every day. The manager was a piece of shit. He made my life miserable. Everything had to be freaking perfect. Everything had to be clean and all that crap. It was so freaking anal. Well, guess what? Someone had to go through the pain so that others can get the pleasure. Now, the man who bought a Ferrari paid $300,000 for the Ferrari. He or she had to go through the pain of making the $300,000. Let's say they started their own business. Their business was not doing good for 2 or 3 years. They were suffering, but they kept at it. What happened was 10 years later, or maybe 20 years later, they finally started making lots of money, millions of dollars. And the gift for that one guy's hard work, he was going to buy a Ferrari that he wanted as a child or something. But he suffered years. And the pain does not end. Just because you have a Ferrari does not mean you have no more pain for the rest of your life. He gets in that Ferrari. He turns it on. He feels great. He's feeling happiness. He's feeling pleasure. He's feeling great. He's feeling accomplished. Guess what? Some guy next to him looks at the Ferrari and he don't like the guy that's in the Ferrari, because he's judging the guy that's in the Ferrari because he says, oh, this guy's just a spoiled rich guy. He probably did some wicked things to get that Ferrari. He's probably a douchebag boss or something. So people start to hate you for having a Ferrari. Now you have pain for trying to please yourself, trying to have a Ferrari. You attract women that are beautiful because beautiful women love Ferraris. Turns out these women are gold diggers and they're thieves and they're leeches, and they only want the finest things. So you bought a Ferrari, you attracted the wrong attention. Yeah, you get your thrills, you get a beautiful woman. She hardly puts out, but she does every here and there, but it's costing you thousands of dollars just for her to put out, just to have her to show some emotion. And she knows 5 other dudes with Ferraris, and one of them's her best friend. So this woman is making you miserable. It could also be reversed. It could be a man. It could be a woman that gets a Ferrari or something and they got a gold digger man. It doesn't matter. Pain does not end in this world. If you make $1,000,000, or let's say you make $10,000,000, you're good, right? You think you're not going to have pain in your life anymore? You're going to go through deaths. You're going to go through people hating you. You're going to go through discrimination because you're rich. You're going to have to make hard decisions of saying no to people that are really struggling. So that's my wisdom. That's my understanding that I give to you. The world is very painful, and pain does not go away. You're going to have pain today, you're going to have pain tomorrow. Every time you breathe, you have pain. Every time your heart beats, it's painful. Every time you eat, it's painful. All these things are pains, but all these pains are necessary and they keep you alive. Yeah, the world is painful. But you got your understanding. How are you going to deal with the pain? You know bad things are going to happen. You know you might lose your job. You know you might lose your girlfriend or boyfriend. You might get beat up. You might get embarrassed. People might humiliate you. You might get a disease. You might get this. You might get that. The freaking possibilities are endless. Thing is, you know that. You know the things are going to hurt you in this world. And they won't stop till you're a day before you die. A day before you die, you're still going to feel the pain. On the day you die, you're going to feel pain. Now, how much pain and how you process pain, how you also block pain. Because if you consume pain, you have to digest it. If you're consuming pain, it's going through your brain, going through your mind, it's gotta be digested. Our stomach is not the only thing that digests things. Our brain digests information. It digests it. It consumes information, and it digests it, and it analyzes it, and whatever. How you digest the pain is your mental strength. Now, if you're smart, you can block the pain from entering you. Some dude says, oh, you know what? I heard this guy, he was going to do some crap. I'm going to go to his house, I'm going to go freaking shoot him up. Now, you can go, but that might add pain to your life. So a smart person would say, you know what, I ain't going with you if you just threaten to kill someone, because I'll be an accomplice. I will go to jail for life. If I'm even around you, I'm gonna sit this one out. That's a person that's wise, a person that's intelligent, person that just blocked a lifetime of pain from their body. Because when you go to prison, your brain goes with you. Your brain's gonna go wherever the fuck you go. If you go to the store, your brain's gonna go there. If you go to prison, your brain's gonna go with you to prison. Your brain don't want to go to prison. It wants to be free. It wants to be in this world. It don't want to commit crimes. Yeah, it wants to have fun and it wants to enjoy itself, but it doesn't want to go to jail for having fun or stuff like that. That's why we follow the laws. So people that are smart, they don't put themselves in a painful situation. I've seen a lot of women online. They hook up with these dudes all over the country. Beautiful women, always taking risk. Some guy says, you know what, I'll fly you out over here to whatever. And what does that mean when a guy says, I'll fly you out over here? Obviously, they expect something, don't you think? What is that thing? It's obviously sex. It's obvious. And these women go. I seen this one girl on live. She went somewhere. She went, this girl was on her live. She had 100,000 followers. She was poor. She lived in a small town. Well, a rich dude was watching her live. Well, not so much rich, but a guy that had money. A guy that had money to spend. Usually it's a guy that has about $1,000. They don't really have much, but the things that they do have, they spend it on women. So this guy says, oh, you know what, you're very beautiful, I want to fly you out to LA. And that's what happens is they go into their DMs, they start talking in private. But since this girl publishes her life online, she said, well, I got here, this guy bought my plane ticket to, let's say, LA. She says, oh, he wanted me to live in his apartment, but when I talked to him, I told him, look, I don't like you like that. I don't want to do anything. I just want to be your friend, right? So the guy's thinking, I flew you out over here, paid about $400 to fly you from what, a small town in Nebraska, or a small town to a big city in Los Angeles. And we kind of had a little agreement